In this video, we're going to look at the Magic Mover add-on and see how you can use that to move elements or sections or rows inside of another section, row, or element. Or, well, you would just move it into another section or row most likely. But this is how you're going to do that. The most common use for this right now is for the promo code PRO 2.0. So if you haven't used that one or seen the instructions, go watch the instructions for promo code 2.0, promo code PRO 2.0. What you're going to be doing in that one is creating a little section like this that you can then move into the checkout element, because the checkout element is not very customizable. It has some elements that you can change inside of there. You can basically show and hide very specific elements that they allow you to. But what we've done is we've taken this section with Magic Mover, which we put into the code. We put that into the footer code. So make sure that you have created the Magic Mover add-on and then installed it into, take the code that's created and just put it in here into the footer code area. That's all you have to do. Once it's in there, all you have to do is create sections or elements that you want to move somewhere else, and then do that. So most likely, probably the best use case that I can think about where you're going to be using this is to move a section, an image, or something into the checkout element because of the non-customizable aspect of it. So here's what you're going to do to make this work. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the section or the row or the element, and you're going to go into the settings, and you're going to create, so I got to find the right one. If you're having trouble getting it, you just kind of have to play around with it. There it is. So that's the section that we want to move. You're going to go into the settings, and then you're going to go to the advanced tab over here on the right side, and then you're going to add a custom attribute. So in here, you're going to want to move that section, row, or element either before or after something. So your name is going to be cf-move-after or cf-move-before. That way you can move it before or after something. Now I've already created this here, and you can see that here, that's this one down on the bottom. We want to move this section before the product selector. So we had to create a product selector here, or basically a selector ID for that particular one. Now, if you want to use the promo code PRO and you want this product, you want to be able to put this inside of your checkout element, go to the promo code add-on, and we have published this custom attribute in there for you, so you can just automatically grab that. Now, if you want to put this somewhere custom, then you're going to have to do a little bit more work for it. And the way that would work is let's say we want to take this particular element. We're just going to go simplistic-ish, and we're going to take this image here, and we're going to move that into the checkout element. But maybe we want to put that down here like after the submit button or something. Just something, just make it look good. And let's hit that preview button first of all. All right, hopefully I saved the page. So we can see that the discount code box was moved in here before the product selector. So that did work, and I can apply that. It works just fine. But what if we want to move this image in here into a place like down here after the submit button or something? Okay. And this would work for any element. You could take the discount code, and you could use what I'm about to show you to move that down here below or above the submit button. So let's say you're here and you want to move something either before or after the submit button. Do a right click on that submit button and click inspect. Okay, so we're in Chrome, Google Chrome, and what we want to do is just kind of scroll down here and make sure that we want to see that this highlights the submit button down here at the bottom. So you might have to kind of play around with it just a little bit to find it. There it is down here. So you can see it down here at the bottom. So once you've highlighted it and you can see that it is highlighted what you want, you're going to right click on it over here in the Elements console, and then you're going to click on copy, or you're going to hover over copy, and you're going to say copy selector. Okay, so you want to copy the selector. All right, now that you have that, you can see it's probably going to copy a lot of stuff out that we may or may not need, but we're going to go back to, I'm actually going to get rid of this. We're going to go over here to the image, and what we're going to do is create a custom attribute for this particular image. We're going to go to the Advanced tab, just like we did before, and we're going to add a custom attribute. The name is cf-move- we'll put it after. That way it's down at the bottom, inconspicuous, right? And the value is going to be, it's going to be this, that selector. Now, you can see that there's a lot of stuff going on in here. Chances are we don't need the div. That's normally an entire container. So what we're going to do is we're going to narrow this down to, and a lot of this is trial and error, so you might have to narrow that down, like div.elcheckoutbutton.id. And next time you see like a little bracket like this, that's probably the last thing that you want to take out. So we have another container at the end. I'm going to take that all the way back to that. So we only have one ID in there at a time. That's the best way to do this. And it's to figure out what that ID is. That's the fun part. And then once you've figured it out, click save. And now we have that. So we're moving right now. What we want to do is we're saying we want to move this image after the submit button, which we've already found a selector ID for. Okay. So it won't work until you're previewing the page or the live page. So make sure to click save. Make sure you have your domain whitelisted, added to the domains tab, and then we're going to hit preview one more time. So as long as we don't see it over here on the left side, we should be good. But if we come down here towards the bottom, we can see that it moved that image inside of the checkout element below the submit button. Okay, so that's what we wanted. It is now part of that checkout element, and it is inside of there. You can still style it a little bit, change the size so it's like 80%. That way you could still see, theoretically, you could still see the sides of that. Let's see if that works. 80%. And then we'll hit save. Actually, one last thing. I saw 15. It had a little bit of a top margin. I'm going to put it down to like 10. And we'll hit save. And then we'll go back in there. So you could still style it. You could even put a border around that. You could round out the edges. Do whatever you want with that. And then you come down here towards the bottom. Apparently you need to put maybe a little bit of styling for the bottom of that as well. And it looks halfway decent in there. But this isn't about looking good. This is about getting an item where you want it, where it wasn't necessarily supposed to be, according to ClickFunnels, right? So that's how you do it. That's how Magic Mover works. And that's how you set up Magic Mover in CF 2.0. If you have any questions, hit us up in support, and we'll do our best to assist you. Just know that a lot of this is trial and error, just playing around with that inspection panel and trying to find that correct selector ID so that this works for you in your particular scenario. Okay? Hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon.